Imagine a world where artificial intelligence can create content that's almost indistinguishable from what humans produce. Sounds like science fiction, right? But here's the shocking truth. AI companies have been using copyrighted works without permission to train their models. And it's been happening for years. The latest development in this saga is a landmark settlement between Anthropic AI and a group of authors, which could change the game for the creative industries. But before we dive into the details, let's set the stage. The rise of generative AI has sparked a heated debate about copyright infringement, with many arguing that these models are essentially pirating copyrighted material. And this is where it gets interesting. A group of authors, including Andrea Bartz, Charles Graeber, and Kirk Wallace Johnson, filed a lawsuit against Anthropic AI, alleging that the company used their copyrighted works without permission to train its large language model, Claude. The lawsuit claimed that Anthropic AI had used millions of digitized copyrighted books, including at least 2 works by each plaintiff, to train its model. But here's the thing. Anthropic AI admitted to using these copyrighted works, but argued that its use was fair under the Fair Use Doctrine. The Fair Use Doctrine is a provision in U.S. copyright law that allows for the use of copyrighted material without permission in certain circumstances, such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. However, the authors argued that Anthropic AI's use of their works was not fair, as the company had not obtained permission or paid a fair price for the use of their creations. The court's ruling was split. While the judge agreed that Anthropic AI's use of the plaintiff's works was fair, he also ruled that the company's use of millions of pirated books to build its models was not. The judge ordered the case to go to trial, but the parties reached a settlement before that could happen. So, what does this settlement mean for the creative industries? The $1.5 billion settlement is the largest publicly reported copyright recovery in history, and it's a significant victory for authors and creators. The settlement will provide meaningful compensation to authors, with each estimated to receive around $3,000 for each of the 500,000 books covered by the settlement. But this settlement is not just about the money. It's also about setting a precedent for AI companies to pay copyright owners for their use of copyrighted works. As Cecilia Zanetti, a tech industry lawyer, noted, this settlement marks the beginning of a necessary evolution toward a legitimate, market-based licensing scheme for training data. But here's where it gets controversial. Some argue that this settlement could stifle innovation in the AI industry, as companies may be less likely to develop new models if they have to pay for the use of copyrighted material. Others argue that this settlement is a necessary step towards protecting the rights of creators and ensuring that they are fairly compensated for their work. And this is the part most people miss. The settlement also highlights the need for a more sustainable ecosystem where creators are compensated for their work. As Mary Rassenberger, CEO of the Authors Guild, noted, this historic settlement is a vital step in acknowledging that AI companies cannot simply steal authors' creative work to build their AI just because they need books to develop quality large language models. So, what's next? The literary world and other parts of the creative sector continue to fight against AI companies, with several lawsuits ongoing. The latest development is a lawsuit filed by Warner Brothers. Discovery against AI image generator Midjourney for copyright infringement. As the debate around AI and copyright infringement continues to heat up, one thing is clear. The creative industries will not go down without a fight. But we want to hear from you. Do you think AI companies should be allowed to use copyrighted material without permission? Should creators be compensated for their work, even if it's used in a way that's deemed fair? Let us know in the comments.